Well, I feel good. Real quick, I saw this movie with my fellow film stars of Rita Stone, Scott Movie Man Menzel, Ashley, his wife, Daniel Lester, and Movie Man Chad. Now, except for Ashley, because she doesn't do reviews, she's camera shy, the rest of us did a collab review for Rita Stone. It should be up by now. Definitely check it out. I think you're definitely going to enjoy it. Definitely. I said definitely 3 times and now 4. Also, I apologize for the sounds of my fans. It's hot, it's humid, I need my fans. So what's up with Get On Up? Well, it is directed by Tate Taylor, best known for directing The Help, and it is the biopic of the Godfather of Soul, James Brown. The cast features Octavia Spencer, Viola Davis, Dan Aykroyd, Nelson Ellis, but the man of the hour is, of course, Chadwick Boseman. Boseman made one hell of an impression last year when he portrayed iconic baseball player Jackie Robinson in the film 42. Now he's back playing the iconic R&B artist known as the Godfather of Soul. And oh man, does he play this man to perfection. I'm a gigantic James Brown fan. Not only do I love and cherish his music, but I love looking at footage, just seeing the man in action. Even though I know he was a very flawed human being, the guy is just legendary. Chadwick nails it. I mean, first scene, we see an older James Brown talking to somebody, and I can't understand a goddamn thing he's saying. And I'm like, that's James Brown. He nailed it. People are already throwing out the word Oscar. Well, you know what? If the guy does get an Oscar nomination for playing James Brown, he would definitely deserve it, because there were times when I knew I was watching an actor, but damn it, it really seemed like I was looking at James Brown. I felt the spirit of James Brown on the screen. No, I felt the funk. I felt the funk of James Brown. That does not sound right. Being on the screen. Chadwick Boseman was that damn good. Now, because I love James Brown so much, I think I was going to enjoy this movie no matter what, even if it sucked. Thankfully, it does not suck. Now, it is a very well-made biopic, but it does have a few missteps. Let's get the negatives out of the way, and I guess we'll go back to the positives. The movie is not told in chronological order. Now, I usually don't mind that. I don't care if a movie jumps around and skips around. But in this case, I didn't really see it as a necessity. I think they did certain jumping around tactics to give you a certain emotional feel. But I think it would have been just fine if it were told in chronological order. So I didn't really see it as a necessity. Now, also, some of the relationships that Brown is involved in, such as Dan Aykroyd, who plays his promoter, and his friend, they're supposed to have a very close relationship, but I never really felt that. I felt that it was very rushed, and even though I enjoyed seeing Dan Aykroyd and Chadwick interact with each other, I wish I could have seen more, and I wish I could have cared more about the relationship. James Brown also has kids, and you never really get to know the kids. You never really get to see him as a father. So they kind of dropped the ball on that. You know, I would have liked to have known more or less what type of father he was. But they do portray James Brown and his best friend and a fellow musician, also his band leader, Mr. Bird. They call him Mr. Bird. And by Mr. Bird, I mean Bobby Bird. He's played by Nelson Ellis of True Blood. And they did focus on that a lot in the film. And I was very happy because, you know, I wanted to know more about, you know, Bobby Bird. You know, you hear James Brown yelling Bobby a lot in his music. So now we got to know a little bit more about the man. And I think that that was a very strong part of the film. focusing on the relationship, the rocky relationship between those two. So they did good with that one. So I guess we're done with the negativity, because I really did enjoy this film a lot. I loved the design of it. I loved the fact that, you know, it does jump around and it gives you different time periods. Everything felt authentic. When we were in the 60s, I felt like I was in the 60s. When we were in the 70s and 80s, felt like I was in that time period. So they did a good job with that. I'm telling you, the best part is Chadwick. I can't say enough about his performance, but also just hearing these excellent James Brown classics, just really, it was like food for the soul. Chadwick did not sing. It's obvious that he lip-synced James Brown's music, but I mean, as far as the dance moves that he has to pull off, and just his mannerisms, again, this dude rules. And it's just a very entertaining film. Maybe it's a little long for some. I was okay with the length, and I'm glad that they focused not just on a few years of his life, but almost his entire life. A lot of biopics are coming out and they're only focusing on a few years of the person's life. This one deals with James Brown's entire life. Now, the guy lived an extraordinary life and a rather controversial one, so we don't get everything out of this movie. It'd be too impossible to show everything that this man went through, but what we get, I think, works. There are times when the movie tries to be a little, maybe not obscure, but a little artsy, and maybe tries to be a little symbolic, and it's not really necessary. So again, there's a few missteps with this film, but overall, it is a really good biopic, and if you're a fan of James Brown, it is definitely a must-see. I am going to give Get On Up a 4 out of 5. So if you're not a James Brown fan, would this movie interest you? And if you are a James Brown fan, what are some of your favorite songs? Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to Read a Film, subscribe to my channel if you will. And until the next time, peace. What's up?